Hello, everyone. Hi. It's been forever that I was live or that I actually posted a video. So I thought it would be fun again. So I hope there are people here somewhere. Yes, 14. That's a good start. Good evening. I mean, for me, it's evening. For you, it's maybe not. Um, Today, I would like to share with you a little bit about my experiences of the first time that I was in a club. Rock and roll, top notch! Hey! Good to see you all. How many of you have ever been to a club? Can you share with me? I'm just curious. Have you ever been to a club and what was it like? Oh, a bit tired. I don't know why. I was supposed to run a marathon today and I didn't manage because I was having an injury. So I should be like really, really sharp and witty. But how are you? And you've been missed. Yeah, I know. Good to have you. Hello. So nice to see you all again. I'm also so happy that I'm back. I was very, very busy. I was actually, it would be nice to talk a bit with it. So in the meantime, just tell me if you ever been to a club. Um, the reason why I was away for a while was because, well, this is mainly it's my passion and it's my hobby, but it's not making any money. And I moved to a house that's very expensive. So yeah, then I had to create a new company. So that's what I did. I actually wrote another book for it. I just love writing books. I mean, it's like for a really boring topic. It's about how to do meetings. But hey, one has to eat, huh? So, and I love writing. I mean, when I wrote the book Sex, Truth, and Freedom, that you probably all read, and if you haven't, you should order it here. I'm just going to put the link in it because I think you should. It's the book that I wrote last year about how I started my relationship. Gotta eat, yeah, absolutely. So Top Notch went just to a club. We're upstairs. They did a few kink stuff in Hollywood. Only in Second Life. I'm too paranoid in real life, and now in a stable long distance relationship, I'm not allowed to go to one. Obviously, no. I was in this similar situation until I got, and I mean, and I was also. I'm not really into clubbing. I'm not so good with big amounts of people and loud music and stuff. And I went the last time I was in at least like a sexy club that was loud music, lots of people, and dark rooms upstairs, and that was pretty much it. So and that was not really my thing. So, but now I got an invitation, and I gave 3 workshops about power exchange on the distance. I was talking about confidence for submissives, and I taught also submissives how to create their own affirmations, which they really loved. But it was in a club, in a kink club in Denmark, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. So that's why I thought I'm just gonna, yeah, just gonna share it with you. So if there is anyone from Denmark, I'm gonna share the link because I really love the club. I think it's just, yeah, good to see you too, Power of 42. Love your name. Just gonna search for the name. Let me get, where is it? No, it's very simple. It's kingclub.dk. Hey, Dominant Man, so long time ago. So this is where I was. It was a kink club in Denmark, and they had a fantastic. Our clubs are people's backyard and basements. Yeah. So what this was like, it was a club that it was just beautiful. There's one big room, like where you like it something that in normal clubs you probably could dance, where the bar is also, and there was some kind of little stage. But there's everywhere are beautiful. I mean, there are saddles to sit on. There's Oh, you are from Denmark. Well, I'm not from Denmark, and I was welcomed very much. So, and it's just like there are whips hanging and floggers, and so everything is beautiful, beautiful pictures. And I mean, it was just beautiful. And then there was another room where they had like the Chesterfield lounge couches, like it had like this leathery sphere and also beautiful pictures, big library. And then there was some smaller rooms where you can actually, there was, um, uh, what was it? What is the thing that you put it like this and then they throw tomatoes to you? I don't know what it's called. That was there, and there's a horse, and there's all kinds of stuff you can play with, and crosses and everything. I mean, in your best fantasies that you can think of is there, and it's actually you can use it to play with. So that was really nice. So William was also twice. Both times it was interesting and chatted to people and watched stuff, but I think I was too withdrawn and timid. But hey ho, at least I show up. You did, and I also think it's also a good one of the things that because I also didn't really play. I did a bit of rope work, and I'm going to show you also a little bit about from it. But I wasn't really into playing with somebody else, and I also just wanted to um, well, experience. And I wasn't so much, I mean, I would love to. I mean, it was one of the things on my bucket list was to be in rope. So that was something that I did experience. I really enjoyed it. But for the rest, I didn't do a lot of playing. But there was a few things that I think would be great to share. And one of the things, I'm just going to get my notes just a second. Where are my notes? Just going to have them here. Come on. Somehow they're not here anymore. Here. Okay. Now, first of all, the first lesson that I got, or the first thing that I experienced, is that a BDSM club, at least in Denmark, and that's probably for more BDSM club, it's not a sex club. There's it can be a turn on, and it's definitely like when you go to a normal club that you can turn each other on, but it's not, I mean, there weren't any dark rooms or anything where you just go in and have sex. So it was merely for the play and for the watching. So that was, for me, was actually a relief, because I was a bit scared. I mean, we're in a monogamous relationship, and I'm not allowed to play with anyone or have sex with anyone else, and which is totally fine for me. But I was a bit, I mean, I wasn't sure how comfortable I would feel like having everyone around me having sex, but it was not that at all. And there were actually, when I was talking about it, some were feeling not so comfortable also. So that was quite funny. So that was one of the things that that's good. I've never found one in the Netherlands that's not a side room of a sex club. Well, is I didn't who are you, Power of 42? This is so annoying. You saw something and I don't know who you are. I think I know you are. You're the guy who was doing the fire play, no? So now I remember. Cool. Okay. I've never been to any other club but this one. So this is all that I can tell you about. So I don't know. I think for most of the Dutch clubs, there's always dark rooms or something like that. So what I really enjoyed is that it was because it wasn't just about sex. It was also about, yeah, I get that. It was also about how to. It was just enjoying the play, the pain and pleasure, but also the art. I think the art of bondage, the art of how to use a whip, how to make marks. That's also definitely something that's art, in my opinion. I'm not sure if you all agree, but for me, that's definitely art, and that was something that I really enjoyed. And yeah, so the s- the one that it wasn't, because it wasn't so so sexual for me, that was a relief, because it felt very safe, and there were so many other things that really made me feel safe, which I really enjoyed. Because one of the things that I really loved is how easy it is for people to ask for permission for something, for consent. And I know that I mean, we're in BDSM, we're all the time talking about consent, right? Which is wonderful, and it's something that I think that the vanilla world should have more of that. But that's something that I really really appreciated. At one point, I was having too much of impressions, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just really wanted to go home and cry. Which sometimes happens, I mean, to everyone. I was 4 days there, I didn't sleep well, was tired, and I just really wanted to cry. And there was a guy that I had a lot of contact with, and I really enjoyed being with him. And it's always and the moment that, and he saw that there was something going on with me, and then he asked me if it was okay to hug me. And already the fact that he's asking me is giving me such a feeling of safety. And so, yeah, that's something that I really enjoyed. It's to be with people who actually get the rules, you know? So that was something that I really enjoyed, especially because in this channel, I'm doing a lot to keep it safe. I don't know if you ever saw that, but if somebody gives a negative comment, I will always remove it. I read all the comments. I will always make sure that I make it a safe place. But there's a lot of people who really don't get it, and they're rude, or they're offensive, or they're judging, and then it so. And since I didn't have was in touch with a lot of other kinky people, it was, I mean, I had no clue what to expect. And that was something that I really, really enjoyed. So everything that they would do, everyone would ask permission for anything. So that's beautiful. That's a very good question, Revenge. Sebastian, I'm not going to answer that question. That's personal, and so it's not relevant for this for this session. How do you let your girlfriend trust you so you can put her in bondage? My girlfriend says she doesn't trust me to do that. It's a very very important question. Now there's two types of bondage. There's simple the bondage that you tie her like spread eagle on the bed, for instance. That's a different type of trusting. But you need trust also for that already. I had a lot of problems with trusting someone to get me into bondage, and I needed to be um, um, I needed to be trusting to have that, and I just simply had a trust issue. So that was something that we needed to build up, and we needed to build it up slowly, and it took us a while. We didn't do that at once. So I mean, I freaked out the first time that they put the blindfold on me. I'm also a bit claustrophobic, so that's also a bit of a challenge. But there was something that I needed to build up. So she will need to get to trust you step by step, and you can't force it, but it's something that you can build up. It's always do as you say. If you're not saying, if you're not doing what you say, it happens, right? I mean, you tell her you're going to be late at home, you're going to be home at 10 o'clock, and then you're in a traffic jam. It happens. If you want to build up trust, you better send her a message that she was that you'd be home. It's something that she built up in her life, that she's not trusting people, and it's something that they have to build up also, and just give them time and make sure that she can just. I mean, yeah, we built it up in time also. There's the other thing in trust with bondage is if you're going to do some serious stuff. So then it's something that can be dangerous, and also I found that bondage can also be pretty painful if you don't do it right. Is that you know very very well what you're doing. So that means that it's not just about trusting each other, as a person that you want to be, because it's giving you a lot of power, right? If she's in bondage and she can't move and she can't go anywhere, she needs to let go of control, and that's very, very hard. So that's something that she needs to build on. But that's the other thing, and the second thing is that she needs to trust you, that you are actually doing, and that you know what you're doing, and that's a different thing. So there are things that if you don't master that yet, don't do it. If you so please go follow classes, find stuff. Don't do anything that you're not that safe about. Read books, but practice together. First, practice on the floor before you're going to hang someone in the air. I mean, it looks beautiful, but it's not for beginners. So that's the whole thing. But I think if you're talking with her about trust, then it means that probably there's something also in her that she needs to be able to trust you also for the simple taking the control away, which is something that you need to build up. Now, Captain Dunkman is saying something, and I saw it somewhere else. Also, Jay Sartori said it. Trust goes both ways. It's definitely true. You also need to be able to trust your submissive, and it's something that I needed to learn, because for me it was really hard to use my safe word. I didn't want to use my safe word. I felt that I failed if I did. I felt that I wasn't good enough. I felt that I wasn't having fun enough. And the whole point was that the trouble is that as long as I'm not using my safe word, my dominant cannot trust me in that I will actually use it. So that's something that you also need to be able to trust each other in. And you have a responsible as a submissive in that one too, so a responsibility. So make sure, yeah, absolutely. Make sure you know all your partner's health problems, mental, physicals, that she knows yours. Absolutely. So thank you, Captain Duckman. It's very true. So one of the other things that I really, really like there is that it doesn't matter who you are, everything is normal. And I loved how proud people were. There was this guy, a beautiful guy he had the best ass of everyone. And I'm pretty straight. I mean, I love men, but I love asses, and I also love female asses. I'm very, very much an ass woman. But he definitely had the best ass, and he also knew about her to. He also knew what type of pants he should wear for that. So he had the best ass, but he had a pair of boobs. And he was walking around so proud. And I was so enjoying that. That was beautiful. Just seeing how someone can, he was just like, this is part of my personality. And he was just, and I told him that I had a friend, and I have a friend, and he's like, he really wishes that he has boobs. It's like, if I had boobs, I would just sit on the couch and I would just play with it all the time. So that's what I said. And that's what he said too. So that was so wonderful. But and he's really not into, he's not like a trans, anything. He's like really a guy. He loves being a guy and he loves women, but he also loves to have boobs. What's wrong with that? And I just enjoyed, I could so rejoice in being around people who would be so proud that you're like, big guy, walking on a leash with his mistress that was like half his size, and he's walking all the way in that shiny leather stuff on heels that I would even have trouble with walking on, while I'm pretty good at walking in heels. I was just enjoying it so much. I'm about the boob life. Yeah, me too. I love boobs. So that's so awesome. And that was so fun. That's so she was and she's all, and everyone there is proud. And there was this girl, it's a woman, I think she was in her 50s, and she was just running around with a gun and shooting on everyone. She was having so much fun. That was that was amazing, and she was so enjoying herself. She was really bliss, and I just really enjoyed being around with people that are so free and so themselves, no matter what it is. And I think this was one of the other things that I also realized is that actually the audience was old. Like, I think I'm kind of old in that sense. Maybe it's not really kind, but it was just something that I noticed, is that most of the people, I think, were for sure 35 plus. And I think there is a reason for that. I think it's, I don't know what that means, shooting blanks. It's probably an expression, no? Sorry, I'm not a native. So the thing that is that she's now I'm so lost again. My story, that sucks. Older people. I mean, I also only found out about what I really want in life and what I really enjoy, and daring to come out for it and to stand for it. So now you make me feel young. You were one of the youngest there. But the thing is that I think that if you're a little bit older, then it's easier. Also, it's also, of course, I mean, the club was in a pretty rural environment, so you probably need to have a car and you need to have free. And 35 plus is old. You make me feel ancient. Yeah. Well, I'm also a bit older than 35, but and what I just mean is that there weren't a lot of people like in their 20s. Not a lot. So that's why would that be? I mean, it's not a problem. I love it that there is people that are a bit older in it, and they're enjoying and they're finding out what they really love. And I would love to be able to feel to share this with younger people, and to let them know that there is so much more than what they see on TV. I mean, I know that there is also a bit of kink on TV, but it's not like is like what we're experiencing. And I mean, I still have trouble explaining why I'm enjoying the fact that there is a pain and pleasure combination, and that you can do it. So what I also really enjoyed is that I was there, and then at one point I got approached. Got approached pretty often for if I wanted to play, which I really enjoyed and appreciated, and I felt, of course, very honored. But the point is, I couldn't. So I told them, no, I can't. And everyone is okay with it, and nobody is going to try to. Nobody's judging me. Nobody is saying that I'm bored. Nobody is trying to convince me that I should. Everyone was just respecting my boundaries, which is amazing. And then it's a lot easier to actually be there and feel safe, and which is, I think, is very, 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 very. I mean, I was alone there, and I wasn't sure if that would be a good thing to be alone as a submissive woman in a club. But it wasn't a problem at all. They respect my own boundaries. Everyone did, and had such nice conversations. So that's also a wonderful lesson that I got from it. A wonderful thing that I appreciated. And everyone was there just to celebrate and to enjoy showing that other side of you that you usually kind of hide in your normal life, which is usually a lot okay, I think, for many people. But I think to be able to join it, to show it for every now and then, is just fantastic, right? I mean, you can just go all the way. You can wear anything you want. I'm going to show you a few pictures later on, and when I finish my story, because I would love to show me a little bit about what I looked like in one in bondage and one was my outfit, because that's also something. I see something with a red flag. Yes, Sam is Dutch. That's such a red flag. What is it, Rector? You're so true about a sub not using a safe word. I hate when someone just said, you can do anything you want me to. Yeah, you can hate it, but that doesn't really matter. What I do, if somebody says that, I said, like, would it be okay if I shit on your face? And usually, or that I cut off a hand. Find something really extreme, and they'll find out that they have boundaries. Nobody has no boundaries. Usually, what I think is that people are just simply too lazy, that too lazy to come up with their limits, or they want to be pushed, and then later on they will blame you for it. I have a video on it somewhere on my channel also, because I don't believe that no limits exist, and you shouldn't. It's really not a good thing. Okay, that was a sidestep, but I think it's really important. So I'm so happy that I could give you this lesson. I hope you're grateful for it. Let's go back to what I had to say. Oh, what is also what I really was like, oh, I'm just wondering, is any of you, I mean, there's 43 people watching here. Is any one of you here in a monogamous relationship? Because I thought that I was kind of I was definitely the minority. And I was wondering if there's a lot more people, because I don't think I found like 2, 3 things in Matthew. That's a good point. I'll get to that later. Yeah, long distance but monogamous. Yeah, me too. Okay, fun. So I'm not the only one. That's nice to know. And I am also. Yeah, wonderful. So maybe, oh, someone else from the Netherlands. Wonderful. Yeah, I can do that, right? Be proud of my country. Fun. Wonderful. You can't wear anything you like. Jeans and t-shirt will be forbidden in most BDSM club. That's true. There was also a dress code here. And there I found a good reason for, because I asked it, why do you have a dress code? I mean, it's all about being who you really are, right? Do you know why they do that? That they actually have like a dress code, and you can also not wear sneakers. I mean, not in the play evenings for sure. They do that. It's a safety measurement. It's what they do is, if you're not even taking the effort to find something to dress up a bit, then are you willing to accept what is happening here? Are you willing to be part of it? It's, in a way, I think it's, you know, every human being always wants to belong somewhere. And now this community of people who are going to BDSM clubs, they're a community too. Yeah, that's what I think too. I hate Google a lot. That we're in mono relationship, and Lex likes to be able in the public and at events. What I think is that it's easier also. I mean, if you're willing to put the effort in to put something nice on, it will also be it's a sign that you're willing to be part of the game. So that's why. And besides, I mean, it was just amazing to have a look and to see how people were watching. Not me, I have dudes all over their place, which is fantastic, Nicole. Nicole, okay, you go and make sure that you keep it safe, and be polite and respectful, please. And then I'm totally going to allow you to have a chat. SDI share, yeah, that I can imagine. Happy Halloween. What? Okay. Anyway, okay, so Nets, whatever. What I also enjoyed is that it was totally okay to watch and just enjoy, and you really didn't have to be part of it. The only thing is just be polite and don't interrupt, don't comment, and for sure not make pictures. That's something that I wasn't so. I mean, I wasn't very familiar with that, and then I was like, "Oh, that's beautiful! Can I make a picture?" I was like, we're not making a picture. It was like, of course we can't, but there was just like, yeah, something that I needed to learn. I learned a lot of new stuff there. You have no idea. I learned a lot of new stuff that I'm going to share with you in the coming videos also. Okay, let's see. I talked about dress code also. What I also found out is that there's a lot of difference. You can just play with someone to experience stuff, to explore. You can just like, I mean, you're in a relationship and your partner is totally not into whipping, or not into bondage. So you just find someone else to play with, and you can try a bit of it. And it really doesn't have to be combined. It doesn't have to be connected to any romance. It doesn't have to be like, even when it is very, very intimate. No, LV2, only for 5 years now, which now sounds quite long. But I was 39 years old when I found out about this. I had no clue. I was fantasizing a lot. I was pretty much only watching anal porn, but I had no clue what I really wanted or loved. So if you want to know more about it, read my book. So I'll put the link in the video also later. Now, I said you don't have to play, you can also watch, but it's also very fine if you just go and sit there and have a conversation and don't watch. There's plenty of places that you don't have to play. You can just go there and meet other people, which is totally fine. And I think this was a convention where I was, so there were many workshops, so you could learn about. I mean, I learned so many new stuff. I learned so much about caning. Caning is one of my favorites Impex plays, and I really enjoyed it. And I had no clue how different you can do that and what you can do with it. Did you know that you can actually give someone an orgasm with a cane? So I'm gonna make a video of that one day. So that kind of stuff was so funny. That was I think that's about it, what I got from there. So that was really fun. So would anyone be interested? I just want to show, I mean, I know this video should be about you and about how I can teach you and stuff. I'm an exhibitionist, and I would just really like to show my outfit when I was there, and I would like to show you a few pictures. So if that's okay with you, I'm just gonna see. This was me. I hope that you like it. I liked it a lot. So I have like legs that go into eternity, and yeah, this was my. And the funny thing is, it's a dress that I bought because somebody asked me how long I've been in the how do you call it, in the lifestyle, which is anyway, I mean, lifestyle. It's not in. I mean, it's how I found out about power exchange. That's actually it, and about pain and pleasure. That's what happens. I'm not really in the lifestyle, I think. But this dress, I already bought it when I was 25 or something, because I was into heels for a long time also. And then I found this dress, so it's really old, but I really love it still, and it still fits. So that's fun. Okay, now I'm going to show you one of me in robe. Now, this doesn't seem. I asked him to make it a little bit uncomfortable, and then you say, oh, how is this uncomfortable? Well, it was really uncomfortable because what he did is he tied it so tight on my legs that I couldn't put my foot on the floor. So that was, and the funny thing is, because I was tied like this with my arms like this, I couldn't move. So at one point he wanted to lie me down. I think I have a picture of that one too. Oh, that's a different one. He wanted to lie me down. He laid me on the floor. And then what he did, but he had to put me up and put me down. So I was like a puppet. I called it a sausage on that life. I felt like a sausage. Just really interesting. And then he did another one that was also very interesting, and he tied me like this. Now this is something that you really need to surrender into. This guy was a professional, so he was giving workshops on bondage, and he was definitely knowing what he was doing. Because I don't think there is a lot of people who would be able to do this, and I wouldn't trust so many people to do that. But this was not on a play night. This was on a day that there were actually. Yeah, Nicole, lucky you. If you're into rope, this is fantastic. I'm 2 meters tall, so I don't find clothing easily in my size. At home, especially with U-cows. Ooh, U-cows is interesting. I wear overalls. That works. That works. Works for me. I've never been into any group meetings. Absolutely. Well, Jay, you're talking about yoga. I don't know if you saw my video about slave positions. There is a lot of it is simply yoga. And I would recommend yoga for any submissive because it makes you very flexible, and it makes you you can do like a lot more stuff. And for instance, it's also very good to practice to sit on your knees, which is something that's by a lot of people is quite quite enjoyed. So, well, oh, photo's amazing. Thank you, my Mr. Japanese rigger. Ooh, fantastic. Lucky guy. Could you find harem? What do you mean, Jay? I really enjoy. Yeah. Oh, Nicole. Yes. Next year, when I'm coming back for the, if you want to come to the King Club convention, I'm going to do a workshop on slave positions. I think that will be fantastic because it's really, I mean, it's fantastic to get you in the right mood. It's something that you can use very well and already in a very in the beginning of a relationship. If you're not sure how to find your dominance, also slave positions are wonderful to play with because it's not so complicated and it can really help to get your submissive into the right space. So also for dominance, I would really recommend to watch the slave position videos. So happy to hear that you enjoy them too. It's so funny. It's my best watched video, and I think it's the worst quality, the one that starts outside. The sound is horrible, but it doesn't matter. People really enjoy it, so I'm happy with that. If you're into sexy girls from Haddam from the Ottoman time, no, I'm just into what I'm into. Not so much into harem from the Ottoman time. No, but I think you're referring to my clothes. It's just I'm just wearing what I like, and that's what it was now. I can do a bit of belly dancing though, although I forgot most of it, fortunately. So, is there anything that you would like to ask? I mean, I will try to answer the questions about life in clubs and what it was like to give the workshops, or maybe something else. I would prefer if it's not how tall are you, Sam? Why is that relevant? I also enjoyed the slave position videos. My partner practices them and we use them for obedience training. It was the first videos of yours I saw. Yes, that it's for a lot of people. It was the first video. I don't know why YouTube is showing it to everyone. I love it. So what? I hope this was a little bit valuable for you and enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being with you and finally be live again ever. Oh, I can imagine Captain Duckman. Good night, Klompy. Thank you for being here. It was wonderful. Guys, just gonna put my the link. This is the link to the club if you're ever interested. It's not so far from Holland, guys. So go there. And this is the link to my book. If anyone is here that didn't read it yet, you should. I'm happy you were here, Nicole. It was nice to meet you. I think it's the first time I said we met. So I'm happy. Just like let me know if you have any questions and just send me a message or anything, and then we can just I'll make videos. I'm gonna start uploading videos. The book is really good. Oh, you read it. Thank you. So if you read it, please would you be so kind to leave me a review? That would be great. I love your channels and videos with democratic BDSM practices. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Mallory. Thank you for being here. I love it. So next video that's going to be up is about figging. I don't know if anyone is interested. It's one of my favorite things to do. Well, yeah, well, I'm very much into. So that will be up next week. And for now, wishing you a wonderful night and thank you for being with me. You have a wonderful personality. Thank you. I'm gonna close them and say goodbye. Good night.